हेलो एंड वेलकम माय डियर स्टूडेंट, स्वागत है आप सभी का जॉब ग्रेड आईएएस के मेंस एनरिचमेंट प्रोग्राम के कल्विनेशन में। जी हाँ, जीएस पेपर 3 कंप्लीट हो चुका है और चौंकाने वाला पेपर आपके सामने आया था। जी हाँ, एक्सपेक्टेड क्वेश्चंस के साथ कुछ बाउंसर्स फेंके गए हैं यूपीएससी द्वारा, जिसमें कि वे अभ्यर्थी नहीं फंसे हैं जो कि रेगुलर प्रैक्टिस में रहते हैं, न्यूज़पेपर रीडिंग करते हैं और अपने सब्जेक्ट के साथ, अपने सिलेबस के साथ अपनी तैयारी को अलाइन करके रखते हैं। डू लेट मी नो इन द कमेंट सेक्शन, क्या मेरी ऑडियो वीडियो क्लियर है? एम आई ऑडिबल टू यू, विजिबल टू यू क्लियरली और नॉट? और सेशन को शेयर कर दीजिए और हो जाइए तैयार एक रोलर कोस्टर जर्नी के लिए। जी हाँ, आज हम डिटेल में देखने वाले हैं कैसा क्वेश्चन पेपर था, क्या डिफिकल्टी लेवल रहा और हमारी फैकल्टीज। परमीत सर मेरे साथ है। आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क परमीत सर टू प्लीज ज्वाइन। परमीत सर इकोनॉमिक्स का पोर्शन बताएंगे, मैं साइंस एंड टेक का पोर्शन और बाकी एनवायरनमेंट के क्वेश्चंस को डिस्कस करूंगा आप सभी के साथ। स्वागत है आप सभी का। मोहम्मद शोएब, काव्या, नीतू बघेल, प्लीज सेशन को शेयर कर दीजिए और देखते हैं कैसा आया था क्वेश्चन पेपर। एज एक्सपेक्टेड माय डियर स्टूडेंट, एक सरप्राइज मिला है आपको, कुछ ऐसे नए क्वेश्चन। हेलो, कैसे हैं आप? इंडियन इकोनॉमी, साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, एनवायरनमेंट, बायोडाइवर्सिटी, डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट, इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी, और एक रिपीटिशन हुआ है क्वेश्चन का जो कि जीएस पेपर 1 में देखने को मिला था। एक क्वेश्चन जैसे कि फूड का जो है, फास्ट फूड का, इंडियन फूड मार्केट का क्वेश्चन एक बार फिर से आया है। क्या अप्रोच होनी चाहिए जीएस पेपर 3 के लिए? कैसे अच्छे कीवर्ड्स के द्वारा आप अपने स्कोर को इंक्रीज कर सकते हैं, आप अपनी कैपेसिटी को, आप अपने आंसर्स की क्वालिटी को एनरिच कर सकते थे अच्छे कीवर्ड्स के साथ। प्लीज देखिए क्वेश्चन पेपर कैसा देखने को मिला है, इन डिटेल हम देखते हैं वन बाय वन। पहला सवाल आप देख सकते हैं। आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क परमीत सर, जो कि डिटेल में बताएंगे क्योंकि उनके पोर्शन से शुरुआत हुई है, ओपनिंग की गई है इकोनॉमिक्स द्वारा। माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, इकोनॉमिक्स वन एंड ओनली परमीत सर, प्लीज सर।
सो हेलो एवरीवन, आई होप आपने पेपर को एक बार ग्लांस कर लिया होगा, देख लिया होगा कैसा एग्जाम आया है। अगेन जो मेरा फर्स्ट ग्लांस के ऊपर जो मेरा ऑब्जर्वेशन है वो ये है कि पेपर इतना भी इजी नहीं था। ये मॉडरेट टू टफ, मतलब मॉडरेट से थोड़ा ऊपर रहेगा, कंप्लीटली टफ आप नहीं कह सकते। अब हमेशा से पॉइंट ये रहा, गुड आफ्टरनून सूरज, हमेशा से पॉइंट ये है कि जीएस 3 में ना मार्क्स बहुत ज्यादा नहीं आते। इवन अगर आपने कंप्लीशन भी कर दिया है अपने क्वेश्चंस का तो मार्क्स उतने ज्यादा इंक्रीज नहीं होते। हमेशा ये एग्जाम लोअर एंड पे जाता है। लोअर ऑन एन एवरेज आपके जो जीएस 1-2 में नंबर आ रहे हैं वहां से थोड़े कम नंबर आपको मिलते हैं। उसके रीजंस हैं, उसके अगर मैं आपको रीजंस बताऊं क्या है कि यहाँ पे ये लोअर सेगमेंट पे जाता है, लोअर मार्क्स मिलते हैं। एक तो ये होता है आपका, बताता हूं, एक तो ये है आपका तीसरा एग्जाम। कल एक इंसान जिसने जीएस 1-2 लिखा है वो एग्जॉस्ट हो चुका है, अगले दिन वो जीएस 3 का एग्जामिनेशन लिखने जा रहा है। ब्रेन अपने आप में बहुत थक जाता है। हेलो संदीप, अपने आप में थक जाता है ब्रेन, तो ऑब्वियसली इतना सब कुछ याद नहीं आ पाता, रिवीजन का टाइम कम मिलता है। दूसरा सर, ये ना स्टैटिस्टिक्स हेवी एग्जाम होता है, ये स्टैटिस्टिक्स हेवी एग्जाम होता है। आपको स्टैट्स अगर आपके पहले से रेडी नहीं है, आपने इकोनॉमी के नोट्स नहीं बनाए, आपने आंसर राइटिंग नहीं करी, ट्रस्ट मी आप इसमें नंबर नहीं ले पाओगे, इंस्पाइट की अगर आपने पूरा एग्जाम कर भी लिया हो। अब मैं आपको क्वेश्चन दिखाता हूं, कितने सारे इकोनॉमी हैवी रिलेटेड है, इकोनॉमी से भरा हुआ था पेपर। काफी अच्छे क्वेश्चन पूछे गए हैं, 2-3 रेपिटेशन में है जो ऑन स्पॉट आपको मिल जाएंगे। जैसे पहला है डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स एंड इनइक्वालिटी एडजस्टेड ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स विद स्पेशल रेफरेंस टू इंडिया। अगेन पूरा क्वेश्चन आपको स्टैटिस्टिक्स बेस करना है। आपको पता है कि ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स है, ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स में क्या 3 चीजें आती हैं, ये क्या 4 चीजें आती हैं, आपको याद होनी चाहिए कि भाई ये देख रहा है कितना आपकी एवरेज ईयर ऑफ स्कूलिंग और मीन ईयर ऑफ स्कूलिंग फॉर एन एडल्ट पर्सन एज 25 एंड अबव, और क्या देख रहा है, पर कैपिटा इनकम देख रहा है, और क्या देख रहा है, लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी देख रहा है, लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी देख रहा है। इस बेसिस पे आपको ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स बताना था कि इंडिया कैसा कर रहा है। अगेन जब वो कह रहा है कि इनइक्वालिटी एडजस्टेड ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स की बात करनी है तो आपको 3 चीजों में, अगेन 2-3 चीजों में गेम खेलना है। इनकम की इनइक्वालिटी कितनी है, हेल्थ की इनइक्वालिटी कितनी है, एजुकेशन की इनइक्वालिटी कितनी है। स्टैटिस्टिक्स ड्रिवन है, अगर आपको स्टैट्स नहीं पता तो ये क्वेश्चन आपका पूरा बेकार है, नंबर नहीं मिलेंगे। सिंपल सी एडवाइस है, ठीक है। आगे चलते हैं। What are the challenges before the Indian economy when the world is moving away from free trade? ये क्वेश्चन तो यार हर इवन GS1 में भी आ रहा था कि ग्लोबलाइजेशन से शिफ्ट कर रहे हैं और एग्रेसिव ग्लोबलाइजेशन की वजह से कंज्यूमर आ रहा है. क्यों आया? ऑफ कोर्स आपको पता होना चाहिए ट्रंप की पॉलिसी की वजह से, ट्रंप की टैरिफ पॉलिसी की वजह से ये क्वेश्चन आएगा. और इवन आपको GS4 में भी कहीं ना कहीं अभी आएगा पेपर, तो मैं बताऊंगा कहीं केस स्टडी भी आ सकती है, टैरिफ पॉलिसी से रिलेटेड है. क्वेश्चन बहुत बार हमने डिस्कस करा है मेंस एनरिचमेंट में, आगे भी डिस्कस होता रहेगा. ये दोनों क्वेश्चन एक्सपेक्टेड थीम्स में थे. आपको पहला अगर स्टैटिस्टिक्स आता है बहुत डिफिकल्ट नहीं है, दूसरा एक्सपेक्टेड था, आपने टेस्ट सीरीज लगाई है, ये क्वेश्चन कहीं ना कहीं इनडायरेक्टली पूछा गया है. तीसरा फार्मर्स ऑन सिलेक्शन ऑफ हाई वैल्यू क्रॉप्स, हाई वैल्यू क्रॉप्स एग्रीकल्चर थीम से आया है, एग्रीकल्चर थीम से आया है बच्चों. एग्रीकल्चर थीम में आपको पहले भी बता चुका हूं, इंपॉर्टेंट है, चाहे वो एमएसपी से रिलेटेड हो, चाहे वो सब्सिडी से रिलेटेड हो, चाहे वो क्रॉप से रिलेटेड हो. इन्फ्लुएंसिंग डिसीजन ऑफ द फार्मर्स इन द सिलेक्शन ऑफ हाई वैल्यू क्रॉप्स. आप बोलोगे यार एमएसपी दिया जाता है, सब्सिडी दी जाती है, बेटर मार्केटिंग होती है, बेटर मार्केटिंग प्राइस मिला जाता है, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फार्मिंग होती है. कितने सारे पॉइंट्स से लिखने के लिए, कितने सारे पॉइंट्स से. ये भी मैं इसको टफ कैटेगरी में नहीं बोलूंगा, ये आपको आना चाहिए था, टफ कैटेगरी में बिल्कुल नहीं आएगा. ठीक है, टफ कैटेगरी में बिल्कुल नहीं आएगा. सप्लाई चेन मैनेजमेंट ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर कमोडिटीज एक्सपेक्टेड. अगेन एग्रीकल्चर थीम के 2 क्वेश्चन हो गए, एग्री थीम के 2 क्वेश्चन हो गए. आपको अगर पता है कि सप्लाई चेन मैनेजमेंट क्या है, तो आपको पता होगा कि कैसे काम कर रहे हैं. सर आपको पता है लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट इंडिया में बहुत ज्यादा है, इट इज अप्रोक्स 13 और 12 to 13% ऑफ जीडीपी. जबकि आप एडवांस इकोनॉमीज की जब लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट देखेंगे तो इट्स 5 to 6%, काफी ज्यादा कम है. एडवांस इकोनॉमीज की लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट काफी कम है, जबकि हमारे यहाँ पे लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट बहुत ज्यादा हाई है. एज अ रिजल्ट हमारी सप्लाई चेन मैनेजमेंट काफी डिस्ट्रप्शंस फेस करती है ओवर एंड अबव हर इकोनॉमी से. जब आप कंपेयर करेंगे कॉस्ट भी ज्यादा आएगी, कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन ज्यादा होगा, कंज्यूमर प्राइस इंडेक्स इंक्रीज होगा, अल्टीमेटली आपको सारी चीजें महंगी मिलेंगी बाजार में, क्योंकि आपका ट्रांसपोर्टेशन कॉस्ट विच इज ऑल्सो लॉजिस्टिक्स कॉस्ट बहुत ज्यादा हाई है, बहुत ज्यादा हाई है. ये भी एक एक्सपेक्टेड थीम है दोनों की, कुछ बहुत डिफरेंट नहीं है. चारों क्वेश्चन ठीक क्वेश्चन थे. अगर आपने टेस्ट सीरीज भी किसी इंस्टीट्यूट की ज्वाइन करी हुई है, आंसर राइटिंग करिए, पीवाईक्यू चेक करा है, नॉट अ बिग डील, इट्स इजी, टिल नाउ इट्स इजी. ऐसा नहीं है कि सारे क्वेश्चन इजी होंगे, अभी तक इजी है. आगे चलते. अब अगर आप ये देखें कि यहां पे आपका क्या है, कॉम्बिनेशन है. आपने सर ये देखा होगा, अगेन मैं हमेशा बताता हूं आपको क्लासेस में कि वेन डायग्राम आप हमेशा देखें, वेन डायग्राम आप हमेशा देखें. यहां से क्वेश्चन क्या आया है, एनवायरमेंट का और ज्योग्राफी का. ठीक है सर, एनवायरमेंट एंड ज्योग्राफी का आया है. सो दैट्स व्हाई वी वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड द इंटरसेक्शन पॉइंट ऑफ एनवायरमेंट एंड ज्योग्राफी एट द सेम मोमेंट ऑफ टाइम. द पॉइंट इज सिंपल. You are not asked compartmentalized question. You need to address various issues in a particular question. You need to address various dimensions out there. Use your concepts of GS1 and 2 and apply in GS3 as well. That's how thing works. Otherwise, you will lose marks. You have to fetch that extra mark if you will provide the intersection point of different subjects at the same moment of time, without realizing that if you're going to provide that, you will fetch a half an extra mark over your competitor that's been sitting in the exam right before and right above you. Okay, so now the point is कि आगे आप देख सकते हैं कि even question has been asked about the Paris Agreement. Again, Upran sir will address that question.
साइंस वाला आके मेरे को
Yeah. So these are certain questions which are related with geography and environment. And now let me call Upran sir. He will address you with the environment and all these disaster management questions at the same time. So welcome sir.
सर यहाँ पर हम देख लेते हैं, we will discuss a question related to science and technology. How does nanotechnology offer significant advancements in the field of agriculture? How can this technology help to uplift the socio-economic status of the farmers? It is actually of 15 marks. In this session, in this question, we have to write 250 words. We have to write the solution in 250 words. Now let's have a look. The question is written in front of us just like this. My dear students, how can India achieve energy independence through clean technology by 2047? When we will be completing 100 years of independence in 2047, how can biotechnology play a crucial role in this endeavor? My dear students, in these types of questions, what we have to do, we have to introduce the solution by using quality of keywords. We have to use keyword enriched. We have to use keyword enriched introduction. It will help us in introducing the topic in a better way. Now let's have a look, my dear students. Just see how can we introduce these types of questions. India has set an ambitious target of achieving energy independence by 2047. I have already told you that in these types of questions, what we can use, we can directly take the statement from the question itself by using this. Then this requires moving away from the fossil fuel dependence. Now what here we are suggesting that if we have to be self-reliant, if we have to be in the field of clean technology, we have to step away from the current dependence on fossil fuels and adopting clean and sustainable technology. What we can do, we can implement, we can take help of the biotechnology, and in seed generation, with the help of biotechnology, we can develop new types of seeds through which we can produce, we can create biofuels. By doing that, we will be moving away from the dependence of fossil fuels. Okay. Alongside renewables, biotechnology can act as a catalyst in ensuring energy security and environmental sustainability. Same keywords that are being used in the question itself. Okay. After introducing this, now it's our duty to focus on the body portion, where we are going with the help of using the headings. The smart headings will help us in creating a good overview of the solution itself. My dear students, if you are liking this session, do like and share this. As I can see, there are fewer likes and more current viewers. Those who are watching, if you are liking this session, please do like this session and share this session. It is very important. Out of 4 examinations, 4 papers of GS 1, 2, 3 and 4, this is the most dynamic portion of the entire syllabus of UPSC, and you need to be very precise in this paper. You cannot create stories, you cannot write details without having proper information and without the help of good quality keywords in this paper. Okay, understand? Yes, we have cleared 100 mark current viewers, 114 viewers. Thank you so much for liking this session. Thank you so much. Clean technology pathways. Scale up solar, wind, hydropower and green hydrogen for reliable and low carbon energy, my dear students. Invest in advanced battery storage, smart grids. Look, here we have to suggest things. And give suggestions. By doing that, we are focusing on the points of renewable sources, just like solar, wind, hydropower. Just after a few months ago, we have crossed Germany. And currently we are 3rd number country in generating non-renewable energy, in creating non-renewable power with the help of non-renewable resources. Currently, we are at par at 50% of our energy requirements are completed by the non-renewable resources. If we talk about the solar, the wind, or we can say the geothermal and other varieties. अपार पडियाल, आप जैसे टीचर साथ होंगे तो यूपीएससी क्लियर ही होगी. My dear students, thank you so much. बिल्कुल क्लियर होगी. As I can see, invest in advanced battery storage. Yes. Battery storage, what do you mean by battery storage? Energy storage is a big issue in this generation. Today, we are using nickel cadmium batteries and other types of batteries. Now, we have also created a sodium ion battery also. Thank you so much. Smart grids, digital monitoring, enhance efficiency. We are now shifting towards EVs. We have previously have gone through BS6 regulations. We have undergone through the BS6 regulation. We have surpassed the BS4 regulation. Now, after going through these details, I would like to add few more points you can use in these types of science and technology questions, right? Encourage electric mobility and decentralized renewable systems for urban and rural energy access. Now, we have to focus on the rural portion as well, because most of the land mass is under the rural setup in India. Now, you can see that the urban population is using the 5G networks, 5G technology. but the rural networks, the rural areas are currently under 3G and 4G covering. Similarly, the electronic vehicles find it difficult to get a place in rural areas because of the lack in infrastructure, because the lack of advancement in technology in the rural areas, and as if I talk about the investment as well, the investment is low in the rural areas as well. Okay, now let's move the role of biotechnology in helping India achieving its dream, self-sustained, reliable, non-renewable resources power. Now, convert agriculture residue and organic waste into biofuels. That's what we are talking about. It is a cherry-picked keyword, my dear students. This keyword will help us in scoring good marks. Biogas, biohydrogen. What is biohydrogen? Biohydrogen, or we can see green hydrogen. Hydrogen sourced from non-renewable resources. This hydrogen is called green hydrogen, reducing both imports and pollution. Yes, my dear students, if we less dependent on imports as far as the energy generation is created, we are self-reliant in this situation. Use engineered microbes and enzyme to improve biofuels. Currently, we are generating biofuels by using ethanol. Ethanol blending has been under construction. You must have heard about Jatropha. Jatropha is a plant. Jatropha is a seed from which biofuel is generated. Currently, the Indian government is funding into the increasing production of Jatropha. Other than this, my dear students, by applying bioremediation technologies to manage industrial emissions and wastewater. Yes, the industrial emissions can be used in that case as well. The wastewater can be treated, and the less pollution we create, it will help us in generating eco-friendly energy in that case. Develop bio-based material and sustainable agriculture to lower the carbon footprint and supply chain as well. My dear students, in the solution of paper 1, GS paper 1, we have discussed the importance of keywords. There we have used the carbon footprint, supply chain management as well. Here, bio-based material and sustainable agriculture to lower down the carbon footprints. Understood? My dear students, those who are actively watching this session, I request each and everyone to like and share this session, because this paper, GS3 Science and Technology, Economics, Environment, this session, this paper is very, very difficult as far as the approach is concerned, because after giving the 3 papers, day before yesterday, we have gone through the essay paper. Yesterday, we have gone through the GS1 and GS2 paper. Now, today is time for Science and Technology portion, GS3. Okay. Currently, it is 1 minute away from 5 p.m. Now, the GS4 paper is going to be completed. We will be discussing that tomorrow as well in detail. Now, I would like to suggest you guys that those who have completed the GS1-2 portion, you guys must focus in this session, and I request you to click the link below and write your solution so that we can suggest you, we can guide you how good you are writing these solutions. Okay. Now, support the rural economics with biomass based energy solutions. Understood? Because the amount of biomass generated in the rural economy is way bigger than the urban economy. The urban population can help in very minimal way if we want to increase the biofuels. The rural population need to be motivated, need to be supported, need to be well funded so that we can increase the production of biofuels. I would like to conclude this solution by giving few more keywords and cherry points by combining the renewable technologies. Here we have used the word combining the renewable technologies with biotechnology. Now, how we will be doing that? We will be inducting the biotechnology in the input portion. The input are the seeds which are used for the generation of biofuels. We are using biotechnology. We can use biotechnology in the input, and the process, we can use the latest technology, we can use the latest arrangement development, we can use the funding here by supporting the rural economy. Here we can manufacture the biofuels, which will help us to get away from the conventional non-renewable sources of energy generation. India can build a green, self-reliant and resilient energy ecosystem by doing so. This integrated approach will ensure energy independence by 2047, the year we will be completing our 100 years of independence. We would like to be energy independent as well by that year, while advancing India's net zero vision. What is that net zero vision? I would like to ask the viewers to comment, so that we get to know we are communicating with the right audience, with the right students, right set of students. Okay, now it's time for the next question. The question is here, question number 15. How does nanotechnology offer significant advancements in the field of agriculture? My dear students, here I have told you earlier also, the amount of questions can be asked from the defense of the nanotechnology can help you score good marks in your GS paper 3, as well as it contains a good amount of portion in your prelims examination as well. My dear students, let's have a look to this question. How does nanotechnology offer significant advancement in the field of agriculture? How can this technology help to uplift the socio-economic status of farmers? Now, this question is associated with uplifting the farmers. Uplifting the farmers, inculcation of the energy, the nanotechnology, significant advancement in the field of agriculture, helping the farmers by providing them nanotechnology support. Now, if you would like to introduce this question, we would similarly include the cherry-picked keywords here also. Nanotechnology, which involves manipulating materials at the nanoscale. Nanoscale, what do you mean by nano? 1 nanometer is amounts to 10 raised to power minus 9 meter. This is so small it cannot be seen by naked eyes, my dear students. Has emerged as a transformative tool in the modern agriculture. Here we have seen the development of nanofilters. We have seen the development of nanochips. India is manufacturing nanochips as well. In this question paper, there is a question also of semiconductor manufacturing in India. There also we can use the example of nanochips. We have developed nanochips of 7 nanometer, 5 nanometer. Now, today we are developing nanochips of 3 nanometer. The facilities where the production units where these are manufactured are located in Noida and Bengaluru. You can use these examples in your solution. It helps you to attain good quality points in your examination. My dear students, let's complete the introduction. It offers innovation, solution to improve productivity, resource efficiency and sustainability, addressing the major challenges. Like what type of major challenges? You want to increase the yield. The yield will increase the profit of the farmer. Excessive chemical use. You want to lower down the number of chemical and pesticides used in the field. It will help in the longer run as well. And the post-harvest losses. What types of losses we face? What type of losses farmer face post-harvest? The amount of residue in the field which is burned inside the field, it creates a lot of havoc by increasing the air pollution in and around. Farmers are seen as villains when the Delhi NCR region is filled with gases, is filled with smog. The people here in the city curse farmers. What they do? We can help these farmers by cleaning that residue inside the field, by helping them technologically and supporting them in many ways. Importantly, it holds the potential to uplift the socio-economic status of farmers. Exactly. If the farmers are given support, their social economic development happens, and otherwise it will help to increase the confidence in the Indian economy as well. Agriculture more profitable and resilient. It cannot be shaken easily in any way. Now, when writing the body portion, we can see here that, my dear students, advancement in agriculture through nanotechnology. How nanotechnology can help in advancement of agriculture? Let's have a look. Nano fertilizers can be used, nano pesticides. enable precise delivery of nutrients and pest control agents, reducing the chemical wastage. If we are providing fertilizers and pesticides developed from nanotechnology, guided delivery can take place and we can reduce the chemical wastage here. Soil degradation will reduce, the environmental pollution will also reduce because we are using nanotechnology in providing the fertilizers and pesticides in that way. Other than this, my dear students, smart delivery system can also help. The nanosensors, we can place nanosensors on the field, regulate the release of fertilizers or the pesticides only when required. The providing of these chemicals, pesticides are based on the requirements as well. For that, nanosensors can be provided in the field itself, improving the overall crop health and reducing the chemical waste and soil degradation as well. My dear students, soil and crop monitoring. How can soil and crop monitoring help farmers? Nano biosensors detect soil nutrients, moisture level, pest attacks and real-time supporting precision farming. Understood, my dear students? Here, nano biosensors, we are using nanosensors, nanopesticides, nanotechnology help farmers in many ways. How? I have provided all the information in this slide. If you have any doubt in this solution or any other thing, you can bluntly ask this, my dear students, as I have seen that there are many students who are newcomers who may be writing UPSC Mains in 2026. I would like to ask you guys that in which year you are attempting the UPSC examination. Let's move ahead. Post-harvest management can be done by nano-based packaging extends shelf life. We can increase the shelf life of the harvest by using the nano-based packaging, reduces spoilage of the material, ensures food safety. Water management can be done by nano filters. I have quoted that thing, nano filters itself in the initial stage. Purify water for irrigation, ensuring sustainable resource use as well. If we take a look at the socio-economic benefits for farmers by using the nanotechnology in the farming, it will increase the productivity, yield from efficient resource use. It can lower down the cost due to reduced dependency and excessive inputs. We are decreasing the inputs and increasing the efficiency by using nanotechnology in our farming. Longer shelf life for produce, allowing access to distant markets and reduce post-harvest. Now, by using this nano packaging, we are increasing the shelf life and our produce can be imported, can be sent directly to distant market without getting wasted. Sustainable practices that ensure long-term soil and water health can be used here as well by using nanofilters. Opportunities for income diversification through value addition and agri-based enterprises. We would like to introduce private parties, private partners, private companies. We would like to take their help, because with their help only we can use nanotechnology, because it is a very costly process. We have to use private public partnership if you want to help our farmers without affecting their integrity. Okay. Conclusion, if you would like to conclude this nanotechnology question here, this conclusion can be of a good length. Nanotechnology can revolutionize agriculture by making it more efficient, sustainable and profitable. Look, we have used 3 keywords in a single line: efficient, sustainable and profitable. Okay. It uses nano fertilizer. We are using all the important technological terms that we have used in the body itself. What? Nano fertilizers, nano pesticides, soil sensors, smart packaging helps to improve crop yield, reduce cost, minimize environmental harm. That much conclusion can also help, but I would like to add a few more points to increase the quality of the solution. By extending shelf life, improving market access, it also reduces post-harvest losses. Yes, for farmers this means higher incomes. If we can decrease the losses, better resource management and greater resilience climate change, now we can help farmer easily. When integrated efficiently, nanotechnology can ensure rural prosperity. If the farmer prospers, the rural economy prospers and the entire rural community prospers. The rural prosperity comes from the prosperity of the farmer itself. It can uplift the economic status of farmers and contribute to the India's long-term food and nutrition security. If we want to secure the food and nutrition of the country, we would like to first secure the farmers' profits and their prosperity. My dear students, these types of emotional and technically correct words can help you in your mains examination. My dear students, we have discussed 2 questions in details. Now let's have a look other types of question what we have seen here. My dear students, that I have put in front of you as well, my dear students. Okay, examine the factors responsible for depleting groundwater in India. What are the steps taken by the government to mitigate such depletion groundwater? My dear, similar type of question we have seen. Other previous 2 questions are similar type. Pratik Saxena, thank you so much. Abhishek Chaurasia, thank you so much. Apar Padial Karma Abhishek. My dear students, I think we have joined a few students from the down south as well. I would like to ask, if you have any doubt in the solution, you can simply put up in the comment section. We will discuss these things as well. Factor responsible for the depleting groundwater in India. My dear students, depleting groundwater is the first most important factor is the in this situation, in this question, first you would like to introduce a topic, that is the groundwater depletion. The lowering level of the level of groundwater is going down. Previous years, you can see in your villages, in your native places, you can see water is found by digging up to 50 foot as well, somewhere 100 foot. Now these days you need to go down 150 and 200 foot to find the water, and even at that depth the water is not pure, because due to excessive use of water plants providing packaged water to the household in the cities. What are the steps taken by the government to mitigate such depletion groundwater? The government is ensuring that rainwater is not flown. Rainwater harvesting is taken place. Now here we can use keywords like rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting can prevent this situation. Okay. Overflow can be prevented. Water wastage should be prevented. We need to look into these things in detail. My dear students, if you have any doubt in these, you can simply ask me. Now I would like to ask Parmesh sir to shed light on few more questions of economics. After that we will discuss other questions as well. Thank you so much for joining this session in a very big number. I would ask one more time to please like this session and share as well. I can see current viewers are more if we compare with the number of likes. If you are liking this session, it will help us to reach a bigger audience. Parmesh sir, I would like to ask you to please join.
Hello friends, I hope Upran sir has explained you all of the concepts that is being related with the geography and environment section that's been asked in this examination. Now let me continue with certain other things and a tough portion that's been asked in this examination GS3 paper. Carefully look at this question. Out there. It's not easy. Explain how the fiscal health index can be used as a tool for assessing the fiscal performance of states in India. In what way would it encourage the states to adopt prudent and sustainable fiscal policies? Now, the point is, if you want to answer this question, you need to understand what the fiscal policy is. Let me give you a few glance over this. So when I talk about fiscal policy, when I talk about the fiscal policy thing out there, talk about the fiscal policy. It's nothing but policy that's been related with, it's a policy that's been related with government expenditure and government budget planning. Now, the point is you need to understand what's fiscal deficit is. To answer this question, you need to know what's fiscal deficit. Along with that, fiscal deficit is nothing, my friend. Fiscal deficit is equivalent to total borrowings of the government. You need to know that it's nothing but equivalent to total borrowings of the government. Now, the question has been related with the state fiscal policy called state fiscal policy. You need to mention that there are certain states that's been spending heavy amount on economy. Their fiscal deficit is on higher side as compared to some other states that has adopting a prudent fiscal policy, or what we called in economics fiscal consolidation. Fiscal consolidation. Dear students, I hope you're clarified with this. It's not easy question, but you need to know what it is. You need to know what it is. Point is simple. It's a fiscal policy. If you're going to spend, if you're going to incur a lot of expenses out there, it will increase your fiscal deficit. Once your fiscal deficit breach a certain level out there, it will reduce your credibility. Once your goodwill got eroded and your credibility got shattered out in the economy, no one's going to invest in your state. FDI and FPI will reduce their investment. FDI and FPI will reduce their investment in a particular economy or in a particular state which has a very high fiscal deficit. That's the fiscal policy. Now the point is, give me examples for that state. I'm going to give you that, what you have to write in this particular question. I'm going to give you that. Let me explain this. Let me explain this, what you have to write.
Sorry, फटाफट.
So the point is, say, look at this. Look at this. The fiscal health index as a tool for assessing the fiscal performance. There's an index that assess someone's fiscal performance. Now how will you measure the fiscal performance? If it's too high, it's bad. If its fiscal deficit is too high, it's bad for the economy. It's bad for the economy. It's bad for the economy. If it's too low, again, you are not planning enough. You're not planning enough. The point is, you're not planning enough. That means you have to maintain an adequate amount of fiscal deficit. It should revolve around 4.3% to 4.5% out there. It will be more than sufficient for any economy to function in a more effective manner. Simply, you need to address what's been there in the NK Singh committee. You need to address what's been written in the NK Singh committee. NK Singh committee simply says that the common debt, that is the debt to GDP ratio, combined debt of center and state should be 60%. Should be 60%, which is 40% for the center, which is 40% center and 20% for states, combined states. Now the point is, you need to maintain this level of debt to GDP ratio. This level of debt to GDP ratio. Beyond that, it will just erode your credibility in the longer run. No one will invest in your economy. FDI will shatter away. It will lose down your economy in a big manner. Let me give you an example for this. So there are certain states. For that. See, Maharashtra and Karnataka with a diversified revenue has a lower debt ratio, whereas Punjab and Kerala, due to high committed liabilities, have a higher debt ratio. If Punjab, states like Punjab, they have significant high debt to GDP ratio. High debt to GDP ratio. Why? You need to give these examples in this question. Why? So there are certain things called subsidies. There are certain things called subsidies out there. It's a state where elections are conducted, where elections are run or elections are won based on subsidies. How much you will offer, what's called even a revdi culture out there. So if you're offering too much of MSP, if you're waiving off too much of loan, if you're offering too much of what we call as a subsidies on a chemical fertilizers out there, you're going to win election in that particular state. Otherwise, you will lose that. Now, the point is, when you spend too much excessive, if a ruling party is spending too much on these subsidies, there will be high debt. Because again, for that, they need to go borrow more. As soon as they will borrow more, it will shoot up their fiscal deficit. It will shoot up their state fiscal deficit. It will shoot up their state fiscal deficit. Once it will reach to a particular level, there is no backing up. There is no backing up. Once you reach a particular state fiscal deficit out there, again, it's gonna erode your goodwill in a longer run. Trust me, if your goodwill is shattered, no one's gonna invest you. There will be lower FDI and FPI out there that will turn out in your states. You have to mention recommendations of NK committee, NK Singh committee. You have to mention about the NK Singh committee that says, okay, you need to lower down your fiscal deficit or debt to GDP ratio combined to 60%. These are the certain recommendations out there. For that, if you want to even lower down your debt to GDP ratio, you need to lower down your revenue expenditure. You need to lower down your revenue expenditure. You need to lower down your revenue expenditure. Now, what's the revenue expenditure out there? Any expenditure by the government that doesn't have any sort of impact on assets and liabilities. That doesn't have any sort of impact on assets and liabilities out there. Assets and liabilities. The point is simple. Say for example, if a government is spending too much on salaries, of course, government does pay too much of salaries. On what basis? It pays to its government employees out there. It's a revenue expenditure from the point of view of government because it is not adding any sort of asset or reducing the liability of the government at the same moment of time. The next point is, if it's spending too much money on these subsidies, it doesn't add value to the economy. That's the main point, how it functions, because this is how you need to address this question in a longer run. So Maharashtra and Karnataka, with diversified revenue sources and lower debt ratio, rank higher. They have a better fiscal discipline. Whereas Punjab and Kerala, due to high liabilities or subsidies, are facing problems regarding their fiscal prudence. They don't have what we call as or lagging behind the concept of fiscal prudence. So this is a particular question that you need to address. It's not easy. Again, you need to write two simple pages out there, but trust me, it's not easy to write in that moment, in that heat of moment, in that pressure out there. You need certain amount of cool mind and of course previous knowledge and writing practice in order to deal with this question. I hope you're done with this. Okay, again, you're done with this. Now, there has been another question that's been linked with the production linked incentive. Incentive scheme. Question has been asked regarding PLI scheme. Let me give you background for this, why it's been asked. PLI scheme. As you can see, sir, the manufacturing in India is not that big. The manufacturing sector is not that big. Manufacturing sector lags behind. It's not that big in Indian economy. Manufacturing lags behind. It only contributes to 17% in GDP. 17% in GDP. It's a very minuscule addition to the GDP. It's a very minuscule addition to GDP out there. Point is simple. We have directly jumped from agrarian economy to the service-based economy. We have skipped those industrial revolution sort of thing or manufacturing sort of boom out there. So we have directly jumped from agrarian to service sector. We have directly jumped from agrarian to service sector out there, and we have skipped the boat, of manufacturing sector. Hold on. Sorry. Agrarian, we have missed that. We have missed the manufacturing boat out there. We have missed the manufacturing sector boat. sector board. Okay, we have missed that manufacturing sector board out there. Why? Because we have directly jumped from agrarian to service sector. We have directly jumped from agrarian to service sector out there. That's the policy why government has been pushing the agenda of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Atmanirbhar Bharat. A government have been pushing the agenda of Atmanirbhar Bharat, and under that scheme, under this set, we have come up with a subset. We have come up with a subset of what we called as a production linked incentive. Production linked incentive. Now, what's this scheme? I'll explain you in a very simple terms. What's this scheme? I'll explain you in very simple terms. If you have any doubt, you can ask about that. What's a production linked incentive? What's production linked incentive? What's production linked incentive scheme? Production linked incentive. What's that meaning? So government has introduced this scheme in order to provide or make India an Atmanirbhar Bharat out there. So let me give you an example for this. Suppose there is a car-based industry. There's a car-based industry. There's a car-based industry. Or let me say, suppose there is soap, detergent manufacturer. Detergent manufacturer. Now, detergent manufacturer has one thing. In year of 2018, he has made a sale of, say, 1 lakh. He had made a sale of 1 lakh. In 2019, he had made a sale of over 1,20,000. So let me write it in numerical terms. Made a sale of 1 lakh. And in 2019, he made a sale of what we call as a 1,20,000. 1,20,000. There has been an addition of 20,000. Now, in that addition of 20,000, government will help you or incentivize you. In addition of this 20,000, government will incentivize you. Suppose this addition of 20,000, government will offer you 4% of this as a part of remuneration. 4% of this as a part of your remuneration. 800 has been given back to you in the form of incentive. This is nothing but what we call as a production linked incentive scheme. It's nothing. It's trying to boost your manufacturing sector. It's trying to boost your manufacturing sector out there, which being a lower part or which being a weak part of Indian economy. As you can say, we have directly jumped from agrarian to the service-based industry. We have skipped that industrial revolution part that's been there in the UK. We have completely missed the boat. So again, manufacturing sector has been a weak part of Indian industry. It's only contributing what we call as a 17% in GDP. Very minuscule number. It's a very minuscule number when you compare that with the advanced economies out there, because manufacturing is an employment elastic industry. It's an employment elastic industry. It's an employment elastic industry. What do you mean by employment elastic? That means it has the ability to generate more jobs in comparison to the service and agrarian based industry. That's why manufacturing is important. You can even look at the example of an industrial revolution that took place in the 18th and 19th and 17th century in the UK. It opens up the plethora of job opportunities for various people out there. Okay. So this was a production incentive scheme. It initially it began with mobile sectors, initially applied to mobile sector, mobile manufacturing. Pharma sector, initially applied to pharma sector. Mobile sector, mobile manufacturing, pharma sector, initially applied to these schemes to make or provide a boost in the manufacturing sector out there. Okay, so let us come back to the slides. PLI scheme launched in 2020 aims to enhance India's manufacturing capabilities. As we have seen, it's only contributing 17% in GDP. A way too less. It's a minuscule number which doesn't carry any significance weightage in Indian economy. Okay. Now the point is that, okay, how are you going to address this? It's been there It's been launched by the government in order to boost our manufacturing sector. Why manufacturing sector? Because it's a job incentive or incentive. It offers you elastic employment opportunities. That means it has the opportunity and capability to generate more jobs out there in the market in comparison to other sectors like service and the agrarian economy. Okay. So another point is address India's low manufacturing share in GDP, that is 17%, attract global supply chains to India, support Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative, which is nothing but a highlight of Indian economy in the past 5 years. You want to become an Atmanirbhar, you want to get completely independent of or dependence, or reduce down your dependence on China and US. Right now, as you can see, tariff programs has been going on. You want to reduce down your dependence on China as well. But how will you do that? Only on the basis of manufacturing sector, because it has the capability to make you a Atmanirbhar, or what we call as a Vishwaguru. Otherwise, there is no chance that you will become a Vishwaguru in the near future. Let's move forward. What's achievements? It has been covered 14 sectors right now. 14 sectors has come up under the umbrella of production link PLI scheme. It started with mobile manufacturing and pharma manufacturing. Now it has covered another 14 sectors out there, so that a manufacturing sector get a boost and a road map along with Indian economy. So attracted investment of 95,000 crores, created 5 lakh direct jobs. As we have seen, it's employment elastic. That means if you're gonna add on one unit, it will create more jobs in the economy in comparison to other things. Smartphone exports rose from 23,000 crore. Once we used to be very dependent on imported mobile phones. We used to import a lot of mobile phones from China, but now we have become independent. As you can see, there was a earliest company in the form of Oppo company that came up, but now we are expanding our mobile manufacturing sectors. We have come up with a local plants out there, and we hope that we're gonna do certain become Atmanirbhar in the near future. Okay, so this is the point that you need to mention in the question that's been asked on PLI scheme. It's not easy. Of course, it's a data laden. It's a data laden out there. You need to have a lot of practice, lot of diagrams, lot of data in order to solve this question in an exam center. I know that you have been exhausted. There has been GS1, 2. After that, you have invested your time in GS3. It's not easy to remember out everything, but that's why it's called UPSC. It's a tough examination of India. You need to practice beforehand. You need to make your notes beforehand. Otherwise, you're gonna lose this race and your competitor will win. You will regret later. Please practice. Those who are witnessing this, if you are going to appear for 2026, do practice a lot of questions, do answer writing. We are here to support you, and that's it. Because you have seen what kind of question has been asked. It's not easy. You can't just think about on spot. It's a myth. It's a myth, because you can't do that. You can't think on spot while in the exam, because you have to write a particular answer in 6 to 7 minutes out there. You don't have too much of time to think about that. You need a ready-made material to write on spot. Otherwise, you will lose your एग्जाम. सर डिफिकल्ट आया था पेपर में, लेकिन अब नहीं लग रहा फिलहाल. मेरा 2020 अटेम्प्ट है. इट्स नॉट टफ, probably it's on higher moderate. It's between moderate to tough. It's not completely tough. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Challenges. What are the challenges that's been associated? Delay in disbursements. The point is the payment is not being paid on time. It's not being paid on time. It's simply that, see, even if you look at input tax credit, it's not being paid on time. In GST as well, if you look at the input tax credit, it's not being paid on time. Why? There has been a lot of delays in the government sector. It doesn't pay you on time. There has been a lot of lags. That's why we are also witnessing what we call as a decline in the ease of doing business. So I hope these are certain problems. Low participation in some sectors, complexity of compliance and documentation. These are the red tapeism problems that's been associated with every industry out there. So I hope you got this point. These are certain things that I want to share. There have been another question on MSME that's been asked. What's the big, again, I'm going to write that on live record. I'm going to write various questions of economy out there. This is just a first take on economy. Now, if you have to write about MSME, the first thing that came to my mind was about dwarfism economics. This is the term that's been mentioned in economic survey. What's the meaning of dwarfism economics? It simply states that MSME don't want to become a large firms. Why? there is no incentive for them to become a large firm. They are getting a lot of support from the government at free of cost. So PM Mudra Yojana, all these stuff help them to get subsidized loans and all these facilities at free of cost. Why do I mean, if they are getting a lot of benefits out there while being an MSME, why would anyone want to become a big, large firm that requires a lot of heavy investment? That's a simple logic. So that's called dwarfism economics. They want to remain dwarf because they're getting too much of support from the government. Support from the government. So this is the thing you actually need to mention. If anything that's been asked related to MSME, what's the problem with the MSME? You need to mention one of the key points, key words that's been there in the economic survey called dwarfism economics. It's a highlight part, it's a key word, and you have to mention that. Pawan, Sahil Khan sir, please reply my comments. Kahan hai Sahil aapka? Thanks. Okay, thank you for that. Thanks for your crazy comments and
Nice word.
thanks for your nice words. I hope you like that and really appreciate your comments and concern for me. Thanks for this. So this is the overall structure that I want to explain you. Exam, it's not easy. It's not completely tough. It's a bit around. It's been playing bit around moderate sector. So you need a good preparation, a well-balanced strategy, a proper rest, a proper studies, and a proper notes out there to function properly in GS3. So that's it from my side. I hope you like this, and let me give my mic to Pran. He will conduct or share his final words out there, and I hope you like that. Do share and subscribe to this. Thanks for
Sir, for this discussion. My dear students, as you have seen the difficulty level of the GS3 paper, most of the question are discussed in detail. The remaining question will be discussed in later classes. I would like to give you the last insight for this examination, for this question paper. The questions are moderately difficult. We cannot categorize this question. We cannot categorize this question paper as simple or moderate only. It is moderately difficult. As you have seen the HDI question, you have seen that the challenges before the Indian economy when the world is moving from free trade to multilateralism, protection, and the bilateralism. We have seen the examples of recent free trade agreements of India with Western countries. Factors influencing the decision of the farmer selecting the high value crops in India, the crop market situation in India, the scope and significance of supply chain management in agriculture. There are many questions related to the farming and agriculture portion. You have seen that, my dear students. Now here one more question. What is the carbon capture, utilization and storage? What is the potential CCUS and tackling climate change? You have seen the question related to climate change, sustainable development and other things related to the farmers and the international relations as well. My dear students, examine the factor responsible depleting groundwater. This question have been discussed in detail, the fiscal health index as well. Now let's have a look at last few slides. My dear students, India aims to become a semiconductor manufacturing hub. What are the challenges faced by the semiconductor industry in India? The semiconductor industry is facing lack of funding and lack of initiatives by the Indian private partners. These days, I have already quoted that we are into the nanochips. After the corona, we have developed our facilities here for manufacturing of semiconductor chips and nanotechnology. By using these technologies, we are here for a longer run, but currently we are not self-reliant on chip manufacturing, because if we want to excel in the EV sector, we want to increase the manufacturing of semiconductor chips. Semiconductor chips are mostly used in 90% of the things we use daily in our life these days, be it smartwatch, be it smart ring, anything that is considered smart, anything that captures data, anything that runs on electricity contains a chip. Microchip, nanochip is required for each and everything we are using these days. Mineral resources are fundamental to the country's economy and exploited by mining. We are focused on this question of mining and related activities. Why is mining considered environmental hazard? This question is basically divided into three categories: hazards of mining, country's current situation of exploitation for mining, explain the remedial measure of the reduce the environmental hazard due to the mining. This question can be easily can be easily covered in 250 words. This question will be discussed in the later on stages. Other question which are remaining will be discussed in the later on stages. As guys, you have seen that our faculties have presented you the first reaction and detailed solution for the few of questions. Now it's time to end this session. Thank you so much for joining in such big number and supporting us. Thank you so much for joining. My dear students, if you have any doubt in this session or the question related to this session, you can simply ask after the culmination of this live session. I would like to suggest you to write solutions based on these questions, either it a 150 word question or a 250 word question. You are required to write your solution and send these solutions to us. We will evaluate, we will guide you how to write main solutions. It will help you in your UPSC preparation. The link is in description. You can simply go to that link and read the questions related to and submit your solutions there only. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining. If you have any doubt, I am here for 20 more seconds. You can simply ask me. Thank you so much for joining. Just Physics, World Affairs, Sahil Khan, Arushi. Thank you so much. Please find me YouTube. Bilkul. Exactly. We will be giving parties soon. My dear students, thank you so much. Thank you for joining JobGrade IAS. Okay, I think there are, okay, we will see you in the next session where our faculties will be discussing things in detail. If you have any suggestions, if you have any doubts, you can simply reach out to us in the link given below, or the contact number is provided to us. Thank you so much. We'll be meeting soon. All the best for your next examination. Thank you.